Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning, welcome if you're new. So today I am going to do this voiceover on a video I edited a few weeks ago and did this nail set 3 or 4 weeks ago. I had some colors picked out before she got there, and that's what I was showing in the beginning, and then she kind of changed her mind a little bit. So I had just typed in the colors I was using, and right here I'm just showing you what I do when a client comes in. I have this clean tub of new files. So I'm going to set up my Tammy Taylor peel and stick how I like, with one side sticking the 100 grit on one side and the 180 grit on another. These are the tips I'm going to be using, and I'm just going to show you guys. She came in, now this is Shantae. She likes to get a nail set from me and then wait till they start, falling off like 5-6 weeks later, and then she'll pull them off. And then she'll glue all the sets that she's ever had done back on. So at home, she keeps sets she basically uses as press-ons. So she came in with glue on her nails, and so I had already removed the glue that she had on, which is why it looks like her nails are prepped already. It's because I had already gone in with a sanding band at this point. Also, I wasn't sure how much room I had on my phone when I was recording this set, so some parts are missing. I'm sorry about that in advance. So I had already taken the glue off with the sanding band. Right here I'm going in with my Kara Sky medium barrel bit that is made for prep. I have the speed, my e-file, in about 3,000 or 4,000, and I'm just going in and making sure to clean off any dead cuticle around the all of the edges of her nails, and making sure that the surface is all the way roughed up, because what I did was just remove glue I saw at that point. I also pushed back the cuticles, and then I'm going to go in with some swipe, and we're going to put on her tips. And I also am, like I said, some of this is, I don't think the process is out of order, but her nails will appear to already have foil on them because I didn't record attaching the foil. Sorry about that. But I had done one hand. So the way my nail room was set up at this time, I'm changing it. The client has to kind of turn around or sit sideways to watch the TV, which is just silly. But there wasn't really any other way for me to set my room up, so I am making some big changes for that, right? Like as we speak, my nail room's tore up. But, so she was sitting sideways, so I did one whole hand completely finished application. So I stopped. That's why my gloves look like they have acrylic on them. That's why there's used foil down in the background, because I had already finished her other hand up to the filing point, and then I'm starting in putting the tips on here. So you might see a little things that look out of order, but I have the process in order, if that makes sense. So I did go in with not polish foil glue, which I do show, and that goes in the lamp for 30 seconds, and then I put on the foil. And I'm also going to use Kara Sky acrylic primer. Right here, I'm just gluing the tips, and these are no C-curve, straight square tips. And right here I'm just going to be, she doesn't like them cut, she likes them full length, which I absolutely love. We don't even cut off the number, I just make the rounded edges of the tips straight, which is what I'm doing here. And I'm going to be using Kara Sky monomer and Kara Sky clear. The acrylics I'm going to be using are Swipe Right from Not Polish, the glitter I showed you, and My Commitment. And so right here I'm taking all the dust off the nails with a lint-free wipe and some swipe. And I'm going to go in with the foil glue. So you put a thin layer of this on wherever you want the foil to be, and put it in the lamp for 30 seconds. When it comes out, you put on the foil. Another thing I noticed while replaying this video, I'm not sure why, but there's a lot of like jerking motions. I don't know if the table was moving or she was moving, but yeah, that starts happening throughout the video. So I'm going to be, after I put this foil on, I also did put a top coat, like a glossy top coat on top of the foil, so that the monomer or acrylic didn't do anything to the foil. So that's why they look shiny, but the foil's already done. I'm going to go in with application now and let you guys watch. Okay, so you guys know that I have an issue with brushes. I like my brush to be like really firm and stiff, and I love this brush. This is a number 12 from Bomb Nails, and I love it. It's just the right size, the right shape. It holds monomer good. The bristles are beautiful. I like the handle. I like everything about it. But I'm just not used to a brush that's a little bit bigger and that has give. Like the brush that I usually use, that tiny little Young Nails brush that I love, this one right here. I always end up switching back to this because I'm just used to firmer bristles. So I don't know, my application just gets better when I use this brush just because it's what I'm used to. So I do try to get out of my comfort zone, and me always going back to this brush doesn't have anything to do with the quality or excellence of any of the other brushes I use. I also love my Not Polish and my Kara Sky brushes. They work amazing. The quality's fantastic. But I just can't seem to find another brush that's bigger. Not that it has to be bigger, but just like to go faster, to use more product. I could get a really big bead with this brush if I want to, but I just prefer to work in smaller sections. To me, that gets me a better result. And that's just me. You guys, how you work is your preference. So just remember that. You don't need to do anything anyone else is doing. If it works for you, just keep doing it. But for me personally, I would like to get into using and getting used to and liking a bigger brush. Not because I feel like I need to use a size 14 or 16 or 20 or any weird thing like that, but just because, I've been using this brush for like 3 years, and I have so many other brushes. I just like to use them. I'd like to make use of them, but I just don't ever get the same firmness or resistance. I just don't feel like I can get with a larger brush. I actually feel like I have to work with smaller beads, if that makes sense, because they feel like they get out of control to me. Like I can't manage them as well as I can with this. Another thing I wanted to say is a lot of times when you do foils, they don't always come out perfectly. You can see around the edges here, they're not completely perfect. And obviously at the tops, they weren't perfect. And that's because I was planning on ombreing them like this. But if you have foil that doesn't come off like in the center of the nail, yeah, you need to address that. But around the little edges right there, almost nobody's going to see that. And once you put on your layer of clear and do your ombre, you're not even going to notice it. So don't stress too hard putting on foil, because when I first started teaching myself foil and learning foil, like look at this index finger here. See how it just looks jagged and just messed up right there on the top? That would have spun me out. I would have fiddled with that and redone it and just spent half an hour just on that nail trying to get that to look right. Well, who cares? You're ombreing it, So I guess another point I'm trying to make is give yourself a break. None of this stuff, none of the products that you're working with are meant to be perfect. Nails aren't meant to be perfect. It's a creative process. It's art. It's something that you're doing. Each set is different. Each person has individual tastes. And there's so many variables that go into every single set of nails you do. So try not to focus too hard on the minutia, because I definitely did that for a good solid 2 years probably, until I started loosening up and realizing, hey, I know what I'm doing. My sets last. They look good in the end. I don't need to focus too much on the minutia. There's filing. There's, like I said, creative differences. There's a lot that goes into the process. There's your products. There's everything. So once you're comfortable and you get that feeling of, I can do this, all that other stuff falls away. So I hope that gives a little bit of hope to anyone that might be struggling with the minutia, because I really did struggle with it. When I go in to do the thumb, when I was doing it, I completely knew what I was doing in my mind, but watching the application looks like, what is happening here? So I'm just going to let you guys watch that, because when it is finished, you'll be like, oh, that's what she's doing. But I guess the easiest also way to say that is trust the process and trust yourself. So I'll let you guys watch. Okay, another thing I wanted to say is I'm pretty positive. This nail set took 2.5 hours, and I didn't keep the whole video is not here. Obviously, this video isn't 2.5 hours long, but everything that is here is in real time. FYI, by the way. And the other thing I forgot to mention is, you know, I told you guys I was doing several videos back, I told you guys I would be doing a 2-winner giveaway when we reach 500 subscribers. I think we're 2 or 3 away from that. And, you know, I want to wait till like a week after we hit 500 to make sure we stay at 500. And I did mention in my other videos what I would be giving away. So hopefully we can get those next few subscribers. And then, so the reason I'm telling you guys is I want you guys to make sure to go into your settings and make sure you are a public subscriber. So when I enter all 500 people that are subscribers into the little wheel that does the giveaway selection, if I only have 350 people, that means 150 of you aren't public and you can't be entered. There aren't any rules to enter the giveaway. You just have to be subscribed to my channel. So the only thing you need to do is make sure that your subscription is public. So just go into your settings and you'll find it there. If any of you have any further questions, you can just let me know in the comments and I can get more detailed about that for you. But we're super close, you guys, so I'm really excited to be able to give back to you guys. And the other part to that is, in case you didn't know, what I mean by public subscriber is I could have 500 subscribers and I can go into my YouTube studio and see the names of all my subscribers. If you are not listed as a public subscriber, you're basically a silent watcher. You're subscribed to my channel and I can see that there is a number there, like there's 20 people whose names I can't see. That just means in your settings, you're listed as a private subscriber instead of a public subscriber. So you're showing up as a number, like one of my subscribers, but I cannot see your name. So that's what being public means, is that I can see you when I go look at my subscribers' names, in case you were wondering what that meant. Okay, and another thing I love about Shantae, besides her wanting her nails completely full length every time, ooh, I love that, is she doesn't like things to match. She likes things mismatched. See that jerking? I'm not sure why the table's jerking so much during this set. Anyway, she is not a fan of matching, and I told you she keeps nail sets and uses them as press-ons, so she will choose, if she's wearing a black and white outfit or something, she'll put on her white nails that I did for her a few months ago or whatever, however she does that. But, pardon me. So that's why these flowers are different colors than, they're not specifically peach and mint. She had told me she wanted peach and mint. And I said, okay, well, can I do foils? Can I do flowers? And she just said, just do it. Just do whatever and use different colors. So after she picked the acrylics, this was basically a freestyle. We designed it together as far as how many fingers she wanted to be, to have flowers on, or be clear, or have the teddy bears on, or whatever. So we designed them together. I guess that's the best way to say it. But she didn't tell me there wasn't anything I couldn't do, and I love it. I love it when she comes, because they're the kind of nails I want to do. I want to challenge myself and just grab colors off my shelf. And some of the ideas she has, because I told her, so she's been a client of mine for a while, but she only comes maybe 3 times a year. She's been coming more frequently recently, which I absolutely love. And by the way, this was her birthday set. I forgot to say that. And she's a Leo, which is like my best friend match. But previously, when she has been coming, like I said, it's not as frequent as every 3 weeks or every 4 weeks. It's only 2-3 times a year. So we chat. Of course, we chat it up when we're sitting together for several hours. But, this is a job, and she's paying me to be professional. So she is very polite and respectful. So she's not the kind of client that I've definitely had before that will get up and come behind me and start looking through my colors. Ask to look in my glitter drawer. can I see your chromes? What kind of flowers do you have? She is just very polite and will give me an idea, and we'll go with it from there. But this day, I pulled out all my drawers, my glitter, and she's an artist also, by the way. She draws, she paints, she makes her own t-shirts, and she's very good at that. See, what's that jerking there for? I don't know. I almost lost that whole bead. Anyway, she's an artist. I don't know how that little skip there, I had to stop the voiceover and restart it. So I'm sorry if I said anyway twice. I'm not sure where it stopped. Anyway, some of her ideas, after I showed her all my stuff, what I was getting at is she's been very, like, kind of polite and professional the whole time that she's been coming. But since she's been coming more frequently lately, I've been letting her know that I would actually appreciate it if she dug through my stuff and gave me some nail ideas. She's really artistic. She's really creative. I've been in a slump and a block hardcore for months. So it's really hard for me to just freestyle or wing it or just be told, what colors and go with it. Once I start working, it becomes easier. But when you're doing a client and they're paying you, you do want to make sure they leave with what they want. You want to make sure they're happy, which length and shape, I know what she wants, but I don't know what she actually wants her nails to look like, especially for her birthday. So I told her, look, we're going to go through all my stuff. We're just going to go through it. I'm going to drag it all out. And she just started saying, oh, next time she wants some black and blue foils from Young Nails we found. Anyway, her ideas were just popping. So I can't wait for her to come next time. Right now she's in California enjoying her birthday on the beach, as she should. I just love that for her. She's a single mom. She works hard, and she saves for vacation and takes her and her boy to California every year to go to the beach, and she takes him to Disneyland. And she's just one of my favorite people. I really enjoy her. But yeah, so I can't wait for the next few sets that she picks out, because we're just going to go through my stuff. I know you guys have probably seen a nail room tour or two that I've put on my channel, and I have so much stuff that it's just a shame. It's just sitting there when my brain is just completely blocked. I also wanted to mention on that thumb, there was like a bald spot where there wasn't acrylic on the left side. If I didn't show that on the video, I actually did end up fixing that. And then some of these little areas, like right here on the right, where it doesn't look like, because I'm just up really close, where it doesn't look like I might have it flush to her nail and cuticle, I obviously fix that with filing. Another thing is, because of the memory, I had stopped the video in between each step. Like I put on the foils, stopped the video. Forgot to turn the video back on when I peeled the foils off, like that type of thing. So I'm like piecing this video together for you guys, but keeping it in order, which is kind of what I meant when I was telling you that at the beginning. But when we get to the filing, I recorded all the filing on her right hand, the left side in this video, and did not record the right side because I figured, okay, I need to stop the video now because it's got to be full. My phone's got to be full, because I still had Kendra's video on there that I hadn't edited because Kendra had just come the day before. The pink Hello Kitty video I just posted the last video. So I was really, really trying to make sure that I didn't, like, let's just say the video stopped right now. I wouldn't get any filing or the finished product in there for you guys, so I was stopping in between each step. So I got the filing of one hand in, and then shut the video off, shut my phone off, stopped recording, and then recorded the final video for the one I post for the final product. Well, the filing on the hand that I got was mostly out of frame. So it's going to be coming in and out of focus, and it's going to be, showing you like half nails. But I left it in real time so you could get an idea of the filing and shaping that I do. And I'll come back when we get there. And right now, obviously, I'm just capping and clear. Also, I've mentioned this before, but that sound you hear in the background is because I'm in Arizona. It's August, it's hot AF, and I'm sitting outside to do this voiceover, so you're probably hearing birds and everything, but that sound are the misters behind me, so sorry if that's annoying. Also, a lot of times I say in my videos, I said this in my last video, the reason I say that, just to let you guys know, is because if you have been watching for a while, I don't want you to think I'm repeating myself, so I know I've said it before, but for the new watchers, I want you guys to know that those are misters and not just ignore the fact that there's a sound in my voiceover, So that's why I mention it, and that's why I also say I've mentioned it before. I'm trying to be polite to everybody. Okay. All right, I'll let you guys watch. And there's just something about capping in clear that, number one, I love doing. It does get my brush all clogged up and it's annoying, but I love to do it. Sometimes I hate it too. But there's something about clear that kind of blurs your set. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that, but I don't know if you also noticed when I was finishing that nail there. Number one, there's obviously clear acrylic piled up on the cuticle area, not the cuticle, the apex area just a little bit. Obviously, I'm going to file that. But right here, I want you to watch on the last nail and this one, where that little bit of foil was missing around the edges. Just watch when we're done capping, how it just kind of blurs that out and it's not a big deal. So I just want you guys to see how they turn out in the end, where it looked really scrappy when, in the beginning, but how it just turns out okay. I just want you guys to know that it's, again, just don't focus on the minutia and trust the process. Oh, another thing I did not even mention at all is I did not use Kiara Sky Clear. This is Bomb Nails Clear. So like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I had some things picked out and then I ended up switching it up, so I forgot to mention that. This is Bomb Nails Clear. Okay, so right here, you guys saw when I put these tips on, they were completely straight edged. They had no C-curve. None, none, none. Go back to the beginning if you are thinking about that. See how I didn't have to put on a C-curve tip to make these straight C-curve nails? All I had to do was my normal application and thin out the edges underneath with my bit like I just did. Again, this is, some of it's blurry, some of it's out of frame, some of it's my hand's in the way, but I just left it in and it's in real time just so you guys could just watch. You don't have to watch if you don't want to, but I just left it in. So yeah, that's how I end up getting a C-curve. Instead of, putting on a C-curve tip and going through the torture of making sure it's all on the sides, but your sides aren't wide, etc. I just make the free edge into a C-curve with that little trick I just showed you by thinning out my free edge with my bit. Also, I did forget to mention that I am using my Melody Susie 2-in-1 e-filing lamp combo, and I'm using a medium grit Pana bit, and I have my e-file on a speed. Typically for this, I have it on about 11 to 12,000 RPMs. And I purchased some of these 60/60 grit files, which I knew I wanted to use on this set because it's a lot of filing. The nails are long and it's a lot of clear capping, etc. So this is the first time I'm using the 60/60 on like a full length set. I think I might have tried them on Kendra's nails one time, but so I did notice that obviously this is a pretty harsh grit and the work went by quickly, but it left a lot of scratches in the nail. So I'm not sure how much time it saves because you do have to add like 1 or 2 steps of buffing. You do have to, so this is a 60/60 and I did have to go in with my 100 grit and then my 180 and then a buffer to get the scratches out. So take that into consideration when you decide about using these files. Yeah, they kick ass. Yes, they file quickly and they take a lot of product. They make your work quick, but it does add a little more time toward the end because you have to get the scratches out. Now, if you were doing a clear set, I wouldn't recommend using these. Another thing I wanted to mention, notice how I'm holding her hand and her finger with my other hand, not the hand I'm filing with, but anytime it's in frame, kind of notice what I'm doing with my other hand, like how my finger is under her finger right now, how I'm holding it, from the top, how I was holding her whole finger in my fist a minute ago. When you're filing a really long nail like this, think about the pressure that it's going to be putting on your client's fingertip. Think about if you've ever jammed your nail or, you know, pushed down on it, especially with a long link. You really need to stabilize the finger when you're filing, just to try to not hurt them. So you'll notice me using different files here, different grits, because I'm going in to try to get these scratches out. So that's what you'll see me doing here. Also, remember, when you have scratches like this and you're buffing, the nails don't have to be perfectly smooth. Top coat doesn't like to adhere to something really smooth anyway. You also still have to have the client wash their hands and get all the dust out of the creases, and the top coat is going to sink in and make it look better than you think. So you don't have to have them completely smooth. All right, we're coming to the end of the video. You guys, let me know if you'd like to see anything different in my videos. Let me know if you liked this set. And thank you once again for being here and subscribing and watching my channel and spending any time with me. I appreciate it. I can't wait for the giveaway, and I can't wait to see that 500 number. You guys are amazing, and I love sharing time with you. And here's the finished product. You guys have a beautiful day. Bye.